G'day, Greg.
I'm Greg, and this is not John. This is definitely not John sitting on that monitor. So John called in, and he's in an area that's got no reception, unfortunately, today. So he's had to call a pass. And some people that I was chatting to recently about some of their work on YouTube, I've got them. So I'll let them introduce themselves. But their group is the Western Sydney Bando Squad. Do you want to introduce?
Sydney FPV Squad.
FPV Squad. I thought it was Bando Squad. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, pretty close.
Well, you're always in bandos from what I can see anyway.
That's what we aim for. We don't always get them.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard in Sydney to find bandos like everyone out there knows. So we're always on the lookout. And today we're actually at one of my personal favorites. And the boys are ripping a couple of packs, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, okay, good to hear, good to hear. So what we're going to do now, so you're kind of a little bit new to our show, so that's all good, but without John around, you guys are going to be the fill-in during the news, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to read some stories, get you to kind of tell us what you think about them. You haven't had any chance to prepare, so it's all good. We're just going to enjoy. And the structure of today's show, by the way, for everyone's benefit, I don't have a guest planned. This is the most unstructured show that I've ever had.
That's all right.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get the rendezvous link, and I'm going to paste it into chat now so that Mel's got it. And later on, after the news, we might get one or two of you to jump in at some point. We'll see how it goes. So that's it in the chat now. Don't join yet, but later on, some other people. Anyway, so what are you guys doing there today? Just before we get into the news, what's happening over there?
Today we're just we normally meet up like once or twice like a month or so, and just like rip a couple of packs at a bando, and we try to shoot vlogs for the channel as well, to try and keep momentum up on that. So today we have a couple of video ideas, and we're just kind of gonna mess around and play around with videos. Okay,
lots of fun. Well, we'll see some more of that a little bit later, but let's get started with the news. As always, just want to thank Jeff Sills, particularly for his contribution to the news. Week after week, he does some great stuff. Also, a couple of stories from Greg Hilton. Thanks for that. Starting at the top, we've got a lambulance. Let's just play the video first.
There's a buzz on the farm. A new shepherd is in town, and Big Brother is watching the flock.
I think it's great. We'll always embrace new technology when it comes along, and I think the uses for something like that, to go around and check your lambing ewes, will be fantastic over time.
The so-called lambulance takes an infrared image of the flock. Within minutes, it effectively
have a heat signature, and what we're trying to do is relate that heat signature to the likelihood of success for that animal staying alive.
The Tasmanian Institute of Agriculture now wants to develop a smartphone app connected to the thermal image data. It means once a drone identifies an animal that is either too hot or too cold, the farmer will receive an alarm within 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. The technology is being designed to keep sheep safe. It's estimated 80% of lamb deaths occur in the first 48 hours after birth. Lambs are currently selling for about $150 each. This farm has had more than 300 lambs die this year.
You don't have to save a lot of...
So we'll leave that video there. We'll just go back to us. So look, long story short, it's a really cool story. We've got farmers using heat-sensitive cameras mounted on drones to go and check the health of lambs. A lambulance, it's a great idea.
Yep.
Can you imagine going out west and flying and looking for helping out some sheep? It's an interesting use of drones.
Never heard of it, but yeah, it is quite interesting to come across.
I think it's a good use because like there's so much distance in farmland that drones just they're kind of the answer for that problem. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
Okay. Going from that idea, the next idea of the day is Project Wing. So I'll just chuck that up. And we've got a photo on the screen. Project Wing have secured a permanent warehouse in Australian suburbs close to Canberra for full-time drone deliveries. They've been in Australia for a while now, dipped their toes in long before graduating from Google and became its own independent company. They've completed their first long-distance residential drone deliveries in the United States. So that's really cool. They're starting to get a base of operations in Australia, and I think it's good that CASA and the government are being supportive of making this kind of thing happen. Obviously, there's a lot of red tape and regulations to jump through. We all know about CASA.
Yep.
Had you heard much about the Project Wing before?
No, it's actually the first time I've heard of it. I don't know about you, Slippery.
I haven't heard of it. I'm pretty skeptical about drone delivery. Mainly, I can never see a drone being foolproof, and I always just have that fear of it just falling out of the sky like a bird attacks it or something like that. I mean, I'm sure there's regulations behind it, like airways and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's a little bit concerning for me, if I'm going to be honest.
So let's have a look. We go from that story to the next one, where we're actually going to have a look at some vision of a delivery in progress and call out the problem that you see here.
Aye. Oh my.
Oh, shit.
Copy.
Okay, so first problem I see is if that starts moving forward, that grappling hook's actually going to get caught in the trees and bring the multi-rotor down.
Yeah, that is one challenge and one problem. But I tell you, the interesting thing is that you couldn't actually see the problem per se, because unfortunately you don't get to hear the audio of some of these clips.
Yep.
The hearing is the thing, and you actually hear the residents going, "Oh my, it's loud," and you know.
Yep.
So that is the biggest problem. And the story is that residents have become very disgruntled. Delivery drones operating in Canberra are driving some locals to distraction with their high-pitched buzzing noise. So there's a lot of complaints about that, but you know, I think it's something. Look, I live in a place that's close to a heliport, right? So every day, multiple times, I get heliports. They're already at 1,000 feet by the time they get here, but it's still noisy. So it is what it is. You got to live with it.
That's
we live
right.
in a
Yeah,
modern...
I think noise is like, yeah, definitely the first restraint on delivery, or maybe the second. I think the first is just anything that's flying over houses. Eventually, it's going to come down. It's going to hurt someone. So as much as I really want to see drone delivery, I don't think it's going to ever, you know, I don't think it's a long-term solution at all.
Yeah. Look, in terms of their requirements and their regulations to actually make this happen, they're making sure that they're not just a quad. So they're making sure they've got redundancy, that they can lose a prop. They've got dual battery systems. They've got dual everything in there to try and overcome that. That's not to say that, you know, regular passenger commercial airlines who also have redundancy do have accidents from time to time.
Well, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on from there. Next story, we've got a GPS drone solution with no GPS. So deprived environments. To put a group of MIT students onto the problem, the students came back to NASA and they had a plan for a fleet of drones that can autonomously fly through a forest, communicate with one another, and stitch together a 3D map of the environment, all without hitting trees or using GPS. Unfortunately, I don't have video, but that is certainly the software on the screen and multiple drones there. Can we make that full screen just to have a look for a second?
That is quite interesting. I don't know how they managed to make that without a GPS, unless you use some sort of sonar system
sonar as well,
to bounce noise off the objects.
Look, short answer is I don't know yet myself. It's an early story and certainly an interesting one, and one which I'll be keen to continue to have a look at.
Yep.
I think it's interesting. I know that you, Greg, you've come from DJI, and I don't know if you've had the same problem. I lose GPS a lot, so I'll be flying and then I'll lose it, and then the quad just does something weird. And I think sonar's probably a good solution. Yeah.
By the way, just us living in the third world with our internet, it is dropping out from time to time. After the show, I will upload a copy of the video, and in that corner over there, there will be a link right at this point right now. So do look for that link if you're watching the replay. The replay won't have the chat. So if you want the chat, watch this copy. If you want to hear us, watch the other copy. Maybe the chat's more interesting than us. I don't know. So moving on from that, we're going to have a look at the next story, which is titled Boom. So it's an interesting story. There's a Where are we? 2 explosive-laden drones crash land. These are unmanned drones. They've crashed into the yard of a governor's office premises affixed to a land belonging to the local gendarmerie, headland province of, and I can't actually work out what the name of that is.
You found it.
Look, this is something that's happened in Turkey, but here's the scary bit. These are laced with C4 explosives and nails and other metal shrapnel objects, definitely designed to cause some damage.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually been used for quite a while, and yeah, it's not a very good way of showing the hobby to people, though, is it? No, it gives people ideas. So
I think we all know that something like that will happen. I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but it's definitely a scary part of the industry.
Yeah.
Is, that whole terror side of it.
So this is only recent. It happened on the 10th of November, so very recent. All of our news pretty recent. Moving on from that, and this is definitely related to that topic. So what do you do about it? Obviously, different governments want to jam or control drones that are a threat, and this story is about that. Now, we've only got a picture of the DHS flag in the US, so they've now got permission under the FAA Reauthorization Act to use counter-drone measures to take a drone down. Woohoo! So the next time we get one of these drones laced with C4 on them, we can have DHS, at least in the US, and eventually in other countries, take action. But here's the challenge. How do you actually decide what is good, what is bad? How do you regulate it? How do you put in place a framework to decide what it is you're going to do and what countermeasures you're going to take? And what is the risk against population? So,
well, I'm pretty sure they could use some sort of like heat sink as well to thermal imaging and to pick up what's actually inside a fuselage before they bring it down to make sure it's safe. I don't know, when they override these things, do they just drop to the ground, or are they able to safely land them? That's the other question.
Yeah, look, there's lots of different solutions. The most common one is using RF jamming, where they're going and just simply overloading the RF circuitry on the drones, and they've got protection circuitry in them, which will either, depending on what it's going to do, it'll just go down and land where it is. Some of them will do a return to home, but if you're jamming GPS as well, it's not going to do that, obviously, as well. So, yeah, a few challenges there. But there are certainly other solutions. I've seen laser solutions, and I've seen them work very effectively on some footage.
Yep.
I've seen net solutions where a drone will physically go and catch and haul off another drone. Yep. They lock onto them. Lots of possibilities. But
have you seen the? I think the US Army have an Eagle as well, trained to take out drones.
I've seen those. Yeah.
I mean, that's a solution too, I guess.
Yeah, there's many possible solutions, but I guess the Eagle is one that I wouldn't be happy with, because if it has got C4, it's going to go boom, and then it's going to be an uncontrolled descent, if not damage to the Eagle.
That's right. Yeah, just hopefully the drone's using glass fiber HQ props.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got another story here. This one's really, really cool. This one, I'm going to do the big title here just because it's so cool. So drones, people are saying it's all pie in the sky and it's never going to happen, and all of this aviation stuff, it's never going to happen. Let's play this video and we'll talk about it after it. So I'll just talk over it a little bit. What you are looking at is a gallows pie mounted across this particular unmanned aerial vehicle. It's balloon lift. So the good news is it does appear to have a chute at the back of it, so it is going to make a safe descent, but interesting that we've got pie in the sky really happening. I wonder what the temperature is on re-entry for the pie.
Oh yeah, right. Definitely be cooked and ready to eat.
Yeah, okay. Look, a little bit there. Okay. So I've got one more story that I want to talk about today in the news section, and this is relating to our friends DJI. There's been some news recently, and this one I'm just going to read out because I've put this one together myself. It's not from some other source. There was a recent story about DJI having a bug that exposed user data to malicious attacks. In the past, DJI faced a number of security challenges. Way back, there was a data breach that exposed a large DJI data to anyone who knew where to look. Those holes have long since been closed, which is good. There have been some controversy at the time regarding their bug bounty programs, and that's another topic for another day as well. So recently, there's been a lot of talk about access to photos and user data again. I studied the material about this topic. From what I can see, this appears to be a bit contrived and exaggerated. Looking at the previous security issues, researchers found a way to get access to large data stores, and DJI responded and closed that. Looking at this one in comparison, this one allows access to one account at a time by exploiting user tokens, one at a time. Now, I don't know the full details of the vulnerability, but I would assume that you would need a piece of information to use it. For example, a serial number or a DJI account email address, and then you get a token. So let me put this another way. Let me give you an analogy. If the original vulnerability was providing unrestricted access to the crown jewels, this new one could be described as providing access to a grain of sand on a beach, one grain at a time. So I think it's a lot of hype and a lot of scaremongering and fear tactics about it. Nothing really to worry about. I did explain my theory to DJI and requested comment from one of their executive staff. The response I received was, "I'm sorry for the slow reply. I'm in Korea this week and boarding when I got your email. Your assessment is valid. I'm assuming you've seen the statement we put out. Bottom line is that this is a successful interaction via the bug bounty program. This is exactly how it's meant to work." So that's the official response from DJI. I just wanted to comment a little bit more about it. On the bug bounty program side of things, you know, I think they're trying to use this as a bit of a positive PR spin, saying, hey, we're great, we're secure, everything is perfect in the world. They've come a long way, and I think they're trying to forget their past. I'm not going to try and, you know, rub it in their face, but there definitely were problems of the past. This issue, definitely a lot better than some people have made out. It's not scary. You don't have to worry that you've got some nefarious hacker looking at your photos and so on. So that's my assessment anyway. Any thoughts on that?
I think, yeah. I think that I do trust DJI.
Producer, we'll just put our guests back on the screen.
I trust DJI to do the right thing. They probably did have a little fudge up. Yeah, but I do trust them to get back up and you know, carry the ball on further and do their job. Yeah.
Look, there's definitely been challenges in the past, and I think they have come a long way. I mean, if I have a look at some of the stuff happening in the hacking scene at the moment, like a lot of their trust zone stuff that they're doing recently is causing frustration to hackers. That's a good thing, but it is a cat and mouse game, and eventually they will start to work out how to get around that. And it's a cat and mouse game, same as iPhone. Agree. Yeah. Okay, look, that's all the news today, and we're moving on to the next segment, which is...
Yes, Stu.
So the guest today, I had no guest planned other than chatting to these guys a little bit informally yesterday, so they're our fill-in co-host and guest all in one, but we're also inviting you, as in everyone who's in the chat, who might want to come on and be a guest, to come in and say hello. Let me just share that rendezvous link again. While we're waiting for someone to come in and say hello, a quick reminder that people have shared on the screen. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's our target. And when we get to that point, this is getting given away. Now, I've spoken about this many times before. We used to be growing faster, then we slowed down a bit. We've got to the point where we're very close. And in fact, let's put that on the screen in a couple of moments. Click that one over. The numbers will come up very, very shortly. But yeah, so I think it's about 960 5 odd. We've got a guest or two coming in, so I'll get Artco first of all. We've got 3 guests. They're coming everywhere. Artco, your picture's no good. So we'll, yeah, Artco, you might need to rejoin. Yeah, no, that's no good, that picture. And we got someone else joining. Oh, they're coming. Oh, there we go. Who's that? I can't see. Yeah, let's put that person in. No offense to you, Lloyd. I've had a chat to you before and you're a great guy, but I want to try and mix it up a little bit. You're a lovely guy, Lloyd. No one else can hear you except for us, so please. Anyway. So who have we got there? I can't see the name of...
We have Pete as well.
You're a lovely guy, Lloyd. I've got a lot of echo coming back from someone. No one else can hear you except for us, though. Please. Anyway. Can I just ask, what's the name of that person there? I can't see the name. Pete? G'day, Pete. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
I've got a lot of echo coming back through you or one of the other guys. If you've got another audio source like a YouTube window open, if you could mute it or something, that would be really cool.
That's not our end. We're good.
Let me...
I'm only using it here, so it's too slow.
Yeah, look, this is not working too well. What we can do, hang on. In the rendezvous window, there's some things where you can mute, not there, down, you can mute individual guests. Yeah, it's definitely you, Pete. The audio is coming back through you, so I'm going to leave you muted. We'll bring in Lloyd for a while then, and I'll see if you can sort out your audio.
See you, Pete.
Bye, Pete. So while we're getting Lloyd up, so tell me more about what you're doing today. And do you want to go and film some stuff right now of some people going and doing and ripping and having some fun?
Yeah, are you happy for us to walk around with the camera? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So just going to head over to the boys.
Okay.
You guys ripping up?
We're all good.
Spin this camera around. All right, it's quite a hot day here in Sydney at the moment, so we're just trying to hide out in the sun. All right. So we just got Upsurge FPV. He's just setting up. He's going to throw up a few packs for us.
We've just got Lloyd on the screen. We're going to make him go away because... Hang on. Send the other one live. No. Camera 1.
Oh, rocking that Nemo's. That's an old school Australian FPV shop.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're just out at an abandoned location just outside of Sydney.
Yep.
And what we do is we produce videos from a different perspective from the camera using the quad.
Yep.
And as you can see here, this is what we will be flying at today. So we'll be doing some dives, some rolls, some flips, and yeah.
Well, that's fun.
You just gave my daughter a bit of a scare when you ripped it there going up.
It's coming to the shape. So we can give you a little bit of a live feed.
Yeah. So have you been to this location before?
No, we try and mix it up. So this is a new one for us. So we spend about a half an hour just scouting it out to make sure it's all safe and fine, and make sure there's no one wandering around.
Okay.
Yep. This is it's actually a spot that I found. I'm an electrician, and I drive past it literally every day. And I've been doing that for the past 6 months. And then I just stopped in one afternoon and I went, I might just see if it's abandoned. And as you can see, it is amazing. It's
Yeah.
one of the best bandos I've ever been to, and yeah, it's just so funny that you don't ever think of anything before you fly mini quads, and then you start flying mini quads, and all these spots start popping up everywhere. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, it's looking like a lot of fun. And how many people have you got to come out with you regularly? We've lost your audio.
Our squad can 8 people. I think there's about 8 of us. Today there's only 4 of us, so we've lost half of them today due to work commitments or family commitments. Squad, we get out and we have a chat, have a laugh, do all the good things, and most of all, just rip heaps of packs and enjoy it.
As you do, absolutely. Look, it's great to meet you guys, and we've actually got one of your videos. Let's do that now, and then we'll go and get one of our other people on the screen. So we'll go to Western Sydney 6.4 in the run sheet. We'll play that one now, just as a bit of an intro to who you guys are.
Yep.
It's a revolution.
One of the best bandos.
You reckon one of the best bandos, huh?
One of the best.
What was funny? What do you reckon?
You probably didn't. Very close to death.
Ooh. I reckon if we reposition, this will be awesome.
Yeah.
Come through here. So what do you reckon of the spot?
Good spot. I love it. I wish it was closer to my house.
So what would you rate it out of 10 for a bando?
Okay, so I think Cold Cliff for me was 10 out of 10. That was like the most perfect bando ever. Oh, actually, I'd say 9 out of 10. This one is probably 7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
So that's pretty high rating.
It's good.
So we just walked into a room and we thought the boys have gapped it on us, but clearly it's a double room. So as you'll see when we walk back through.
So where was this location?
It's just outside of Sydney. I don't think it's probably safe that we announce it because we
no, just not the exact location, but rough geography.
Rough geography is around about...
just a minute, I can't hear you. Let me work out where your mic is.
Sorry, can you hear us now?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just northwest of Sydney, about an hour out.
Okay. So previously I'd definitely seen a lot of flying out of Queensland, certainly with Chad up there and Strepto and Onigiri and a number of other people, but it's good to see something happening in New South as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of us here. There's not a lot of people who make videos, and we've always just tried to encourage people to get on it and upload some stuff to YouTube. So it's good to see that more people are joining the page, and when people join the page as well, they post their videos and everyone gets inspired. So it's a real positive outlook.
Yeah. Okay, look, we might leave that video there. It's some really good footage, and all of this kind of stuff. We've got links to all of these different channels and so forth in the description. So encourage our viewers to go and check it out after the show today. So that's awesome. Now what I'm going to do next, we're going to have someone come in. Artco Drone Solutions, let's unmute your microphone if we can, and because we had some noise in it before, and see if we can get you on screen. Are you there? Artco, is that you? Hello? Just got to check some audio. So if you have a look in the Rendezvous dashboard, you may need to unmute their producer because we muted it before of the noise. There we go. Got you. How you doing? Okay, so you're based in Colorado. What type of drones or quads do you fly? Okay. And you fly regularly, or what do you... Yeah. Okay. That'd be cool, because I know certainly people whinge about traveling with Phantom-sized drones, and getting something that you can fold them down and make it a little bit easier without having to take it off and, you know, all of that inconvenience. Leave the props on in the case. So let me do this. I'm going to go off script, not that there really is a script today, and I'll press that button and that button, and we're going to get your channel up on the screen, unless you object wildly. youtube.com. So I'll go to Artco Drone Solutions. Okay, there we go. Have I got you? We'll send that live. Now I need to do one thing. I've got to turn off some audio here. I remember this last time. NDI. Mute audio, that's better. So videos. Okay, I'll leave this without audio if that's okay. It's just a lot of complication to add that. I think we've seen this one before, yeah. We featured this one time in the past. Yeah, you sent it in to us and we featured it. We do listen to what you send to us. Yeah, nice. Nice close to that railway line there. Nice mountains, nice still horizon there. Straight horizon. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, no, it looks nice. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining. You're a regular. I've seen you around a few times before. Thank you for being part of the community. Some great noise in the background here. I'm listening to those quads going off there. It's cool. Okay, and we've got someone else. Who are we going to go to next? We'll try that name starting with P. I can't remember who it was, but my producer, Pete, my producer will go and put Pete into the shot. It'll take a couple of moments while she's doing that. We've got head, but no audio yet, so I'll let her do the audio. Are you there, Pete?
Yeah, g'day, Ken. Can you hear me?
Ken, oh, that is certainly a compliment. I'm Greg.
Sorry, Greg. Sorry, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to say I've seen you on Ken's show a few times, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I do enjoy Ken's show. He does some great work, and he's a great creator. Yeah, it's always fun watching Ken's show. So tell me about yourself. Where are you based?
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself.
No, I reconnected with a better Telstra connection.
Where are you based? Hello?
Pete.
He said he connected with a Telstra connection. The fact that he can't hear me now is obviously evidence of that. Where are you based? I'm
in Brisbane, Greg.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm using a 4GX connection at the moment, which is much better than ADSL 2.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you fly?
I'm getting lots of.
He's getting lots of background and jitter and interruptions and whatnot, I gather. Thank you to our sponsors, Telstra, once again. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've applied for something with them, but that's another story. So I'll try again. What do you fly? Where do you fly? What type of flying do you do? No.
I've got a Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lag. There's a lot of lag here. But I'm seeing video that's.
Yeah. Look, I think we might leave you there and we'll get you to come back another time. I think we want to thank our sponsors, Telstra, as always. It was nice to meet you, but next time, I gather you've got a Mavic, you're in Brisbane, you're flying up there. Say hello some more in the chat and we'll see you in the chat.
Thanks, mate.
Okay. Now, where would we be without Lloyd the Grumpy Vlogger? We'll have one more guest and then we'll get into some videos. So to our temporary co-hosts there, this is Lloyd the Grumpy Vlogger, or Grumps for short. Hey, Lloyd, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Greg. How about you?
I'm doing just fine. It's good to have you.
Yeah, I see that. I'm at the end of the line. I saw how good I was to have you.
Well, you've got to leave the best till last, and certainly, you know, things mature with age. And
hey, you're the one having the birthday, not me. That's something I was going to ask you about. I'm going to mention it. Let's see, Monday is your birthday?
Tomorrow, yeah, Monday.
Tomorrow, okay. Monday's your birthday. And you said something about you were having to study for something. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm doing a test called TOGAF.
That don't even sound fun. The reason I was asking that is because I thought
it's not a foot infection.
Yes, that was my thought. But anyway, what I was thinking is when you said you had to study as your birthday, I thought you were just a little bit long in the tooth to still be in short breeches and school clothes.
No, I've got, pardon me, by the way, I'm scratching my nose all the time today. I've got an allergy or an itch or something, so apologies. I've got a certification, and TOGAF stands for the Open Group Architecture Framework. And it's this whole thing about building enterprise architectures in IT, how to build.
We all wish they would, because they suck.
Okay, enough Telstra bashing. We can do it all day long. So what's happening with you, Lloyd? What's hot for you?
Well, actually, a couple of things. As of today, it has been 1 year since I posted the first Grumpy Vlogger video. Yesterday's, Friday's video was my 175th. I have now reached 350 plus subscribers, all of this happening on this weekend. And so, starting Monday, I start a new season of the Grumpy Vlogger, my second season.
Okay.
And when I hit 500, I'm having a giveaway. I'll announce that on my live show on Monday. Other than that, and basically, I'm a vlogger and a YouTuber, and that's all I do. And I'm retired.
A little bit just after we restart the stream because it's buffering again.
Again?
Yeah. Let's go and get that happening, and let's watch the video.
Vegemite.
My Vegemite is here. My Vegemite is here. Ah, man, I've been waiting for this. We got to try this right away. Oh, the Vegemite challenge. Ah, not bad, not bad. Let's see, let me get a good shot of it on here. I guess that's enough anyway. Put this back on here. Okay, let's give it a try, have we? That's great! I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to have that every morning.
It's nasty.
So that was our friend Stan Cook, and I would encourage people to have a check out of Stan's channel. He's a fun YouTuber as well. He has a lot of fun. And to our guest hosts today, we're not all grumpy old men.
Yeah.
We have some young people on as well from time to time, and as regularly as we can. So Stan, just so people can know, he did some stuff and he sent in something, and I sent him a tube of Vegemite as a prize over to the US, and he had to take the Vegemite challenge, and that was the result. So thank you, Stan.
Yeah, so, good one for him.
Yeah, so let's move on from there. I'm going to call it quits on the guest thing for now, Lloyd. Thank you for jumping in. We're going to quickly have a chat about some other stuff, so nice to chat to you.
Always good. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, mate.
All right.
See you, bye.
Bye.
So what I want to quickly talk about now is the DJI event. Now, we have all seen the recent advertisements. This is happening, I believe, on the 28th, I think it is, November 28th. So we keep talking about DJI. Their marketing department's certainly doing a very good job keeping us interested. But what is this? So this is a bit different to their previous launches that have all been venue-based event. This one, I believe, is in a television studio in the US. So what do we know? We know that there's an FCC filing for an Osmo Pocket wireless module. Let's just get the next photo up and we'll send that full screen. Yeah. So this photo is something that's been posted on Ostia LV's Twitter feed. It seems to indicate what he believes it's going to be, or at least one of the products launched. So a handheld Osmo gimbal style handle and wireless controller with a detachable lens that he believes is going to be the same as the ones that are on the Mavic 2 devices. So that looks interesting.
Yeah, it does.
The only thing I would suggest is the name of the event. Let's put that first slide back up again. Now, can you send that full screen as well? So, because life is big. So, something big. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Phantom and the Osmo handle is not big, but a Phantom is big and a Phantom is long overdue. I'm kind of speaking a little bit out of school. Other people are telling me there's no chance that it's a Phantom. I'm going to go and, put my stake in the hand and say I think it's a definite possibility that they're going to launch two products at the same time. Just imagine a Phantom that's got the same lens system on it as what we've now got on the Mavic, which is also compatible with the handle. That would be a really cool event. And the fact that they're going to do it in a TV studio makes it all the more interesting because that's going to get lots of really, really good coverage.
I forget what it's called. It's like 10 grand or something like that, and it has like dual batteries and it's all waterproof and stuff. But if it's in a television studio, you would think, you would think it's something to do with production and TV, and it's going to be quiet and all that. That's what jumps to my mind anyway.
Yeah. By the way, just a quick side topic. I mentioned earlier in the show that we're going to upload the recording of this show. I just want to say, sorry, we can't do that because my producer forgot to press the record button on the screen. I'm just looking at it. So if there's interruptions in this show, there is no recording. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's move on from that. She's there sitting with her hand on her mouth now, thinking, oops. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, I've got my personal view that it's going to be the Osmo Pocket wireless module together with potentially a Phantom 5 style drone. No evidence to back it. Everyone who's talking about this is speculating it, and speculation is fine. Speaking of Osmo, so we've had our competition and we're giving away, as soon as the title ends, this little sucker. So Osmo Mobile to someone who's going to win that very soon. Let's get the subscriber count. We tried to put it on the screen before and it didn't work. Who knows? Telstra's helping us because this is getting this from the internet, so it's a little bit slow. We've pressed the button, and there the stream dropped out at that exact moment again. So let me have a look on my phone. Maybe that's the quicker way of getting this information. If I go to YouTube, send out, if you're a Twitter user, send out a tweet, I'm watching Oz by Drone, come join me and subscribe. That would be way cool. YouTube.com/Osmo Oz by drone. Actually, I should just ask someone in the chat to tell me what our count is. 964. So we've lost one. We were 965. Thank you to that one person who didn't like the Bando guys over there because you've turned him off.
I don't think it's us. I think it's Telstra. I'm going to blame Telstra for that one.
Yeah, I think you're right. So if we can get up to the 1,000 mark today, and it's not outside of the realms of possibility, we've got 38 subscribers peak watching us today. How many? I don't know how many we've got now. But if those 38 people each went to their Twitter, their Facebook, whatever, and said, hey, come watch Oz by Drone, come subscribe, come enter this competition, they get a chance of winning the Osmo Mobile and everyone would be happy and the world would be a better place. So enough on that right now. Let's move into, we're going to have a look at a couple of viewer videos. I'm going to go very much out of order and do 6.5. So this was sent in by a user called VBS. So this is some video footage that he did, which was related to Compass Global Markets, and it's a skiff. Let's have a look at his footage.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, some nice footage there. That was really cool.
That's great. I really like seeing things like that. I know that Johnny does, like Johnny FPV, he does a lot of filming like that. And also there's a lot of motocross that I've seen, which looks really cool. I really like just that whole aspect of just filming a little bit differently to what we all do, which is like freestyle or racing. Yeah. I think it's really good. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. So here's what we're going to do now. I did have a bunch of other clips, but we've had some fun chatting to our guests who joined us here. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the Oz video. So this is a segment where we've got about 8 or 9 minutes of clips that have been edited thanks to Greg Hilton. Thank you, Greg, for putting that together every week. We're going to have a look through that. After that, I'll let you guys decide if you want to stay or go, but we're just going to have a look through some stuff in the chat and have some Q&A. So we'll do that in a couple of moments. But first, here's our Oz video of the week. So this first video was provided by Dunky, titled FPV Animal, filmed out of Perth, Western Australia. So this is right up your alley.
Yeah, 100%. That dive's good. He's pretty smooth on the carving. Yeah, he's good. Really smooth. Really smooth.
So next week, just out of interest, I've requested Greg Hilton to help with what we're calling FPV Corner. We're having an FPV week next week as a feature segment. So encourage you guys to say, hey, this is what I'd like to include, and we'll put that into the mix. Be great. And any of your mates as well. Anyone watching here in the FPV scene? As I mentioned before, all of the people who contribute to the show, we've got links to their channels in the description. So definitely encourage you to check out their channels, support them. They're great creators. And second on the list today, we've got Joseph Ng. This video is titled Canola Flower Field, filmed in York, Western Australia. We seem to have lots of people every week, week after week, coming from Western Australia, which is cool. York is the oldest inland. Okay, so we had a little bit of fun over there, and Wirecast has done what Wirecast does. it crashed. Now, the good news is I had something happening today where I turned on core dumps, and this is a computer geeky term, which basically means I've got the corpse, the dead body, and I can send it to Wirecast Telestream and they can go and find out why it crashed. So that's really cool. But let's get back to the video, and we'll try it one more time in a couple of moments. So let's see how we go. So let's just fast forward a little bit. That'll do. So I can't see which one that was up to, unfortunately, but I think it was North Entrance in New South Wales, Australia. A little fly at North Entrance, New South Wales. The entrance is a coastal village at the entrance district of Central Coast region of New South Wales.
And then get lost in their channel, and then someone comments on their video, so then I just kind of get stuck in the rabbit hole of just all the talent that's around just Sydney alone. And then when you venture to other people, it's never ending.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one was by Richie Anchor, and again, his link is in the channel description. Encourage you to go to his channel and check it out. Coming up in a couple of moments, the next video we're going to look at is done by 220 Adventuring is the name of the channel. And this is the Great Ocean Road, Victoria, filmed with a Phantom 3 professional. They were having a day out and travelling down the south coast via the Great Ocean Road for an afternoon of aerial photographic magic. For those people, National Heritage listed 243 kilometre stretch, or for those who still live in the last century, it's 151 miles stretch of road along the southern east coast of Australia between the cities of Torquay and Allansford. Built by returned soldiers between 1919 and 1932. It was dedicated to soldiers killed during World War I. The road is actually the world's largest war memorial. So really, really cool history there.
There's some amazing shots. It's I feel like sometimes when you get the right location, it's hard to make a bad video.
Yeah.
This guy's really nailed it.
Yeah. The right location and the right weather. There was one time I had the right location, but the weather was against me. It was not great.
Yep.
And our last video of the day today, this one's by Drone Camera Action, and this is in Gracetown, remember, in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Gracetown is a small town located 269 kilometres south of Perth, Central Business District, and 21.5 k's northwest of Margaret River.
It's not just drone pilots too who are great creators. I've noticed that there's a lot of musicians and artists that come out of Western Australia. So
yeah,
I think there's something in the water with that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's two of the states I haven't been to, Western Australia and Northern Territory. You'll never know if you never go. I've
been to Western Australia and it is amazing. It's one of those places where the moment I touched down, I walked out the door. And I just wanted to move there straight away. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Gonna have to do it one day. Certainly some beautiful water shots there. So after this, we're going to say thank you to you for joining us, and you're more than welcome to either stay or bail, your choice, but we're going to open up the chat line for people to ask questions and have a chinwag, and then we'll close the show down. I don't want to keep you too long because you guys want to go and fly out there.
We do. We have a couple of videos we're going to make, so I think we'll skedaddle for now.
Okay.
But, thanks heaps for having us. We really appreciate the opportunity as well.
Yeah, look, I've got you penciled in for, I think it's 3 weeks from now. If you have a look at the run sheet later for, is it 3 weeks? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 weeks from now. Maybe we can look at doing something where we can, you know, get some live flight up on screen.
Yeah, well, for that one, I think we'll organise a different location, quite far out west. So we'll go out into the countryside. We've got a location there that we're going to be shooting at, so that'll probably work well. Okay.
Beautiful. Well, I'll let you guys disappear now, and we'll just watch the play out of this video. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, Greg.
Pleasure.
Catch you next time.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye.
Okay, that was a beautiful, beautiful way to end our Explore Australia today. Thank you to all of those creators. Again, their videos, we've got the links to the videos in the description. That last one was from Drone Camera Action. So here's where we get into just some quick informal chat, having a look at what's in the chat. Adam's a great pilot. Absolutely. Mr. Hilton, agree with you 100%. Hi, Oz Beach Andy. It was freezing again before. Yes, it was. Beautiful coastline. Hello, Mr. Wallace. The Western Sydney FPV squad. So Greg has pasted a link to their channel. Thank you for that. What else have we got? Any questions? What drone was he using? I don't know which one you were asking there, Jack Sparky. Apologies I don't get to look at this during the show, but it's really hard to focus on some of the stuff that we've got happening. Image was not really sharp. Is it just me? Peter Demester. Yeah, it is. Welcome to Telstra. I don't want to keep harping on it, but it is a challenge when we have internet the way we do around this area. Does anyone have any feedback in regard to the DJI simulator? A question from Peter. It's a really good question, and unfortunately I've got a Mac, so I don't get a chance to look at it, but I'd love to hear out from anyone else. Does the simulator work with anything other than the Enterprise drone? I know that DJI announced it with the release of the Enterprise drone. It'd be interesting to find out if that works with other models as well. Thunderbird 6, the amount of bandwidth I use, or is it just that Telstra is crap? So I'm paying for cable internet with the super fast speed boost, which is the biggest amount of money I can give to Telstra for my internet. And it still is what it is. So welcome to Australia, the third world country that we're in. Okay, I think we'll leave it there for today. Let me just go through a couple of quick community service announcements. So number one, if you want to send us some video, viewer videos, this is the email address, upload@gregkuhnert.com. When you send it there, do not send the actual video file. Send a link to something either on a Dropbox or a YouTube or whatever. Otherwise, it's just going to clog up the inbox and not be particularly useful to anyone. Next topic. Follow us on social media. Oh, that one went away very quickly. Let me put it back. So Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, of course. If you want to send us anything via snail mail, there's our postal address, 5/127 Princess Highway, Sylvania, New South Wales, 22224. And just a reminder, Drone Camp. So this is something that's being organised together with our co-host John Morrison, dronecamp.info, and that went away very quick. I'll put it back one more time. Please do check out that website if you're in Australia and you're either a teenager or you've got teenagers that would be interested in learning how to fly drones safely. And I think that's about all we've got time for today. It's been fun as always. Hopefully we can sort out the challenges with Wirecast, and over time, one day the NBN will come to my area, but that's another story for another day. That's all. Bye for now. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.